people.
And the Archdiocese of New Orleans has been the subject of numerous controversies for years. Now, the family of an abuse victim is alleging the Archbishop knew about accusations of child molestation but did nothing. Church Militant's Aidan O'Connor takes a look at the Archdiocese of New Orleans' latest scandal.
Archbishop Gregory Aymond of New Orleans has been accused of covering up sex abuse. In a breaking news report, the family of Chad Becknell, a victim of child abuse, blasted Archbishop Aymond for taking no action against their son's abuser.
When we went to bed, that at some point during the night, we would wake up to him being in our bed.
Brian Mathern was the man who molested their son and over a dozen other boys while he was teaching at Norco's Sacred Heart of Jesus School. Mathern was arrested in 1999 after a sheriff's investigation found more than 300 sexual abuse allegations against the teacher. 1 year before Mathern's arrest, Chad's father, Walter Becknell, brought the allegations to the auxiliary bishop at the time, Gregory Aymond. Bishop Aymond claimed he would not remove Mathern based on a single unverified complaint and allowed him to continue teaching for over a year. During that time, more children were molested.
You call Brian, ask him if he did it or not? Come on, pedophiles don't admit that kind of stuff. The Catholic Church has yet to make this thing right.
In fact, local parish members started wearing camouflage ribbons to support Mathern, a reference to the camp where the teacher took boys hunting and molested them. Meanwhile, the parish pastor even asked the Becknells to donate money to a new gym for the teacher's sports program. When police finally got involved, the Archdiocese announced it had been investigating the teacher for a few months, making no mention of Becknell's conversation with the bishop a year earlier. This isn't the first time Archbishop Aymond has been neck-deep in scandal. Last year, 4 individuals accused Aymond of sex abuse, providing lurid details. The Archbishop began an inquisition to find the alleged victims before the scandal broke. These new allegations from the Becknells provide just another chapter in Archbishop Aymond's track record of mishandling sex abuse. Aidan O'Connor, Church Militant, Evening News, Detroit.
On top of a mountain of scandals, the Archdiocese of New Orleans filed for bankruptcy last year due to overwhelming numbers of sex abuse lawsuits.
And staying in the Archdiocese of New Orleans, where a victim is suing a priest and a nun for sex abuse. Larry Polizzi said he was sexually abused while he was staying at Hope Haven in Louisiana. The reported abusers' names are Sister Alvin Marie Hagan, now deceased, and Father Sean Leo Rooney. According to Polizzi's attorneys, the two have a history of sex abuse. Louisiana lawmakers gave victims a window of opportunity to get their justice for their suffering by lifting the statute of limitations just last year. So, Mike.
Yeah, it's interesting. Archbishop Aymond has, he's not a very friendly fellow. We texted him. We were able to obtain his phone number, and we texted him. I texted him and said, hey, there's a number of questions we have. People are accusing you of covering up sex abuse. So I was just kind of curious if, you'd like to go on record with us. I mean, I'm calling in an official capacity here. Never got anything. The next morning, I hear from, and it was him being accused of the cover-up. And the next morning, his communications director calls here and is talking with me. What was funny is that, as Aidan mentioned it in his report, but we need to flesh it out a little bit more. He went on a witch hunt, as Aidan said in his report. But it was a severe witch hunt. We were getting phone calls from everybody in the Archdiocese and the Chancery, and texts blowing up all over the place saying, "Whoa, he is ticked off. He wants to find out who's told this story." Well, now you can just go to the lawsuit, Archbishop.
Mm-hmm. So, unfortunately, this is just the latest example of the laundry list of accusations and scandals in Louisiana and in the church. And who knows a lot about that, or who knows more, is Joe Gallagher.
Joe Gallagher knows something about this.
You did something to Turf War, right?
Yes, absolutely. Turf War. If you haven't watched
a little something.
Just we honestly, I wish we had more time than we had. I mean, we had probably 8 to 10 hours of B-roll, which is just footage and things that we pick up that we couldn't use. We had 8 to 10 hours of footage to put into a half-hour time slot. But yeah, we were in Lafayette, Louisiana. Obviously, it deserved much more. But the purpose of the documentary, of course, was to give an overview of what was going on. You can't get into the granular, unfortunately, as much as we'd like to. And even there, we've heard it's the diocese is not happy with what's going on in some of our sources and things, and they're going all the wrong ways, mind you, but they also are doing their own little witch hunt right now, although it is completely misdirected. So hopefully it stays that way.
I do want to say, no, Nadia has to talk about an example with Dolan, but I got to say, all the bishops out there need to understand we have all kinds of people in your dioceses calling us every single day, emailing us, telling us every diocese in the country, if you see something crooked or some cover-up going on, we hear about it. So we're, Archbishop Aymond, I just want to let you know, remember, I texted you personally about this a number of weeks ago, and now here we are. Gave you a chance to respond, but oh well.
Yeah, I mean, like